Now we get ready to come back. Joanne's going to give her portion on the information inside of the packages from Index.
Okay, once again, hello everybody. So this is what your paperwork looks like when you get your indexing papers. This is what it looks like. Okay, so the paperwork basically states that they've given notice to all the agents of the corporation, which is known as, well, now known as the United States of America. So I'm just going to read what's on the contract, I want to say. It says, my authority of my office to redeem the family of man. And notice he says man, because that's not what our status is right now. But from the family of man and via and war powers. Referendum authority as certified in House Joint Resolution 85, 2013. You can Google that to find out what that is, because that is something that's real. So we know that that's real. The contract control number, that's what you'll have. You'll have your number, just like you got a number for everything else. Then it says definition. Joanne of the family Abbott for the Joan Abbott estate from hereinafter as bearer, beneficiary, and sovereign principal. That means that all three of those things you are. Not, John Smith gonna be the sovereign, the person that's over this, and then you got this other person, and then it's you. You are all three entities. So you are the bearer, you are the beneficiary, and you are the sovereign principal. And in the 501(c) system, you're not all three. You're just the not even sovereign principal. You're probably just the beneficiary or the bearer, one of the two, but you're not all three. So it says to all United States and state agents and officers of all instrumentalities and political subdivisions, contractors, etc., under the jurisdiction of the Roman Curia International Law, which is what we're under now. All of them have been put on notice. There's another part that you are not to be touched in any form. When I mean physical, you're not to be touched at all, because even physical can have them in trouble. There's a page 6. Yes, 6. Okay, so it says, as a royal court bearer should be treated with utmost respect, and all steps should be taken to prevent attack on the bearer's freedom, mobility, interests, and property. You are hereby directed to immediately cease and desist any and all efforts to tax, extort, detain, search, arrest, prosecute, jail, collect from, disclose on, evict, etc., intended to raid this beneficiary's account. All statutory judgments are null and void regarding bearer and his estate and all derivatives thereof. This is non-proton. I'm not good at it. Okay, so the affirmation is from Dr. Henderson. Is I, Dr. I.L. Henderson, give all honor, praise, glory, and power to my Savior Yahweh. I am seed of Abraham, direct descent of the house of Israel, the tribe of Judah, a Hebrew Israelite, Jew possessing my absolute right. Something always bothers me. Can you finish that?
I brought some to drink, but I left it out in the car. Okay, you got it. affirmation? Am I right, Cerise?
Yes.
Okay. The affirmation is, I, Dr. Hindu I.L. Henderson, give all honor, praise, glory, and power to my Savior Yahweh. I am seed of Abraham, I guess she just read that, direct descendant of the house of Israel, the tribe of Judah, a Hebrew Israelite Jew possessing my absolute right to chain of absolute title by nature of superior claim and legal possession, divine dominion over the earth and the fullness thereof. Wherever I stand is holy ground. See Genesis 1:16, Leviticus 25:23 through 28, Ruth 4, verse 1, Jeremiah 32, verse 6 through 12, and 5, I guess Jeremiah 5:5. This is information saying that anywhere we stand as being a sovereign principle is holy ground. That's anywhere on this earth. Why? Because we are sons and daughters of the Almighty. Now, let's see. Did you want me to go anywhere? You want me to go anywhere here, baby, or you want me to just go on to another different area?
Go to the next page.
Okay. Did you want to do that, Dr. I.L. Henderson, on this? Notice to the family of man.
Yeah, that's right.
You want me to read that? Okay. It says, into the family of man, the tribe of Judah, house of Israel. I, Dr. Hindu I.L. Henderson, declare, assert, and affirm that he has been adopted into the Bathsheba and Esther trust. He being us, or we, I believe. The election by his blood, he has been, yes, it's us. He has been recorded into the Lamb's Book of Life, pursuant to 97th Congress House Joint Resolution 165, 96 state or statutory 1211, Public Law 997-280, October 4th, 1982, resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled, that the President is authorized and requested to designate 1983 as a National Year of the Bible in recognition of both the formative influence the Bible is being for our nation and our national need to study and apply the teachings of the Holy Scriptures approved and codified into American law October 4th, 1982. 1 U.S. Congress and in Administrative News 82-29-96 statutes 1211 pursuant to. Okay, these are different scriptures. Just gonna put that right there. Maybe y'all can see the scriptures, so you can see for yourself. I didn't want to read them all. Y'all can check that out for yourself. Remedy. Want me to read the remedy, sweet? Not the remedy?
So what are the statutes and codes for those things that took place in order for indexing and in order for us to gain our sovereignty? Those things took place in courtrooms that, some of us have no knowledge of. But the knowledge is now brought out so that we may be able to be indexed into a system.
We'll make sure they can hear you. We'll make sure.
To be indexed into a new system, so that when it's our time to put the 501c4 in action, as the 501c3 goes down, the 501c4 already rises into the place that it's supposed to be, which is supposed to be more for those who are working hard to, live a life of freedom, justice, peace, lot of us just want to raise our children and be happy. That's it. We don't want to be dragged around doing all kinds of stuff. We want to raise our children to be happy and enjoy the work of our own hands. You know, we don't want people to take it away from what we, you know, did with our own hands. And that's what the indexing brings about. It brings about that. But it's just a form of us being identified into the 501c4 system, because the 501c3 system is falling. It's falling fast. We all know the dollar is dying. We all know the money is no more. We all know that this country's been bankrupt from forever. So having to know all of that and having a new way of things to come in order, we have to come out of her. We have to come out of it. And a lot of us don't want to because we're comfortable. A lot of us are really comfortable there because we're doing, you know, quote unquote, just fine where we are. But if you don't come out, you're going to fall right with it. So.
Yeah, and the key, very well key to this is because by you being a part of this system, the more you get in, the more we get indexed, the more the system dies. The reason being is by you upholding the system, being a part of this system, not realizing it's against you the whole time. You know that they're taking out people to jail. They're actually tricking you to go to jail. They're supplanting you to trick you. Do you know every time they ask you, do you understand the charges that's being held against you? You are, and you say yes, you're actually agreeing to go to jail. You don't know that, but that's what's happening. A lot of people don't know this. So it's information. That's the reason why they give you a quote-unquote lawyer or an attorney. They give you these things or these people in order for them to actually help you go to jail, because they get paid off every time when you go to jail. Matter of fact, every time you go to court, they get paid from your Q-tips from on the back of your birth certificate, Social Security card, and ID card. Mainly your Social Security card and your birth certificate. It's a little red number on there that goes to a bank, and it's about 10 different banks that's out here that has your Q-tips, because when we're born, we're worth our weight in gold. And it expires, should I say, it grows as we grow older. So it's a lot that we don't know, that we need to know. So once you get indexed, you're putting your power back in your own hand. The straw man, as I have explained before, the straw man is your name in all caps. If you get anything from this corporation in the mail, you'll see it in all caps, in all capital letters. Caps, you know what I'm saying? Cap go well on top of your head. So by being in all caps, these caps is actually another entity that they're calling you, but it's not you. You are alive in blood, flesh and blood, or should I say a spiritual being living inside his flesh and blood body. But at birth, they put a cap on your head and call that by the name that's given to you by your parents. And then that is the name in Revelation chapter 13, verse 17. That's your name. Your number is your Social Security number. Both of them follow you from the womb to the tomb, which is the cap that was placed on you at birth. They follow you from the womb to the tomb because you recognize that as being yourself. That's not you. And Dr. Henderson, as I'm about to share, so what I'm about to share with you now is the other half of the prophecy. See where we at? Pause this.